real quick. Voodoo, what's so bad about submission? Give me the reasons why it's so bad to submit to a man. Why is it
I'm
so
gonna
bad?
tell you. No worries. You tell me. So if we are equating the idea of submission on the physical ability to make one submit, why don't you black men submit to the white man willingly and happily? Because they have been physically making you submit for centuries. If submission isn't bad, why don't you just submit to your oppressor? What is wrong with you?
We oppress
Because
Men
you.
have to
he has
hold on,
proven
Sean,
himself.
let me take this over real quick.
He has proven himself to be stronger than you and smarter than you. He has oppressed you for centuries and you've done nothing about it. So you tell me what is wrong with submission.
Yeah, what they call this is giving Cynthia G. Is that how y'all women say it? We got us a coon.
Oh, Mr. Tyrone. I just gotta get freaky for you because you love the hoes.
I don't care if they don't like me. I came here to stunt. Yeah. I don't care if they don't.
First off, this thing is all over the place. I don't really know who this woman is. I don't know the man who's interviewing her. So this is all over the place. First off, let's just acknowledge that this is a false equivalency. And for those who don't know what a false equivalency is a logical fallacy that occurs when someone incorrectly asserts that two or more things are equivalent simply because they share some characteristics despite the fact that there are also notable differences between them. So she's trying to compare somehow black men allegedly submitting to white people or white men when this man asked her, what issue do you have with women submitting to a good man? And she completely derailed from the conversation. She completely excluded herself from the question and went off on something else to try and make a point. Evidently, she want herself a master. The fact that you give another set of people who have historically oppressed your ancestors, who have historically done so much, and we're not even going to deal with what they did to black women. There are so many things using you as literal objects for their own desires. And centuries later, you have the nerve to get on a platform and cap for them like this? What? How does that work? I need to know. What Dr. Umar be saying? That coon chip will activate?
Your coon chip will activate. It only takes a little bit of white brainwash to activate the coon chip in the average Negro.
Somebody put an extra boost in that chip. Cause god dang, that is some sick stuff right there.
This is a sick Negro.
To get on social media and say stuff like this, and I'd be saying this constantly in some of my videos, I could never get on social media and talk about black women like this. Could you imagine black men going to, and I've heard men talk about this, like Tommy Sotomayor. Could you imagine black men willingly going out of their way to talk about or talk like this on social media? And even when dealing with her argument, black people haven't even been in a position of submitting to white people since Jim Crow. You see what I'm saying? Since Jim Crow died, black people have been given the power and the responsibility within their own hands to do what they need to do for their own people, for their own families. We have that ability. And what's even greater is I'm not even including the black people who even chose during the Jim Crow era to live their best life. But anyways, that's beyond me. Let's get back to the video. At this point, everything that you consider to be real in terms of being marginalized and oppressed, all that type of stuff is an illusion. At this point, that's what they want you to think. The chains are off. As Dr. Ben Yosef said, the worst form of slavery is not when the chains are wrapped around your wrists. It's in the mind. A lot of y'all are still them field Negroes, house Negroes. Either way, you on the plantation. And for y'all to be having a back and forth conversation, I remember I read this in Frederick Douglass' book, where slaves would argue about who had the best master. That's what you see sometimes on these platforms, these manosphere platforms, or these platforms concerning submission and stuff like that.
Oh, well, the white woman know how to submit to the black man. She know.
Then you have black women.
The white men over here, they're the strongest and they're the best and they know how to treat a black woman, unlike y'all.
That's what we're seeing here. You have Negroes on social media arguing about their massa. Who got the best massa? Y'all crazy. Y'all need help ASAP. And for a woman of her caliber, in terms of her age, it's very, very telling of how immature some of these women out here do not understand what submission means. I remember I was in an African American studies class, and my teacher, shout out to Dr. Lindsay, was talking about submission, women submitting to their husband. All of these women, women 40s, 30s, looking around like,
Submission?
I mean, doesn't it say in your word, wives submit to your husbands? You know what I mean? Like, people have a very like Eurocentric conception on submission, and it shows, as you can see.
Woman isn't supposed to submit to a man. It said, wives, submit to your husbands.
When the last time you've been to church? Shut the hell up. For women who think like that, if you ever think that you can be given a good man with that type of mentality, with that type of attitude, yeah, it's a loss. It's ridiculous, the type of buffoonery that you see on social media. The self-hatred is real. Anyways, let me know how you feel about this personally in the comment section below concerning the whole matters at hand. Respectfully, like the video so the algorithm can go up and this video will get shared to more people. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and share, turn on your notifications so that you'll get the next video, and share this video with other people because some people need to hear this. All right. Until next time, I'm Tyrone and I am